Haven't been doing a lot, but the grasshopper I did 3D print these, and the good thing is I can put shocks on them. So those shocks, the shocks need replacing, but they're oil filled shocks and do for the minute. But I've replaced all the front end with a 3D printed thing. And the good thing is, it sits better than the standard ones. So they're made for oil shocks and not the horrible standard ones that my little buggy slipped. But so that's all 3D printed with PTEG, and the standard ones are them ones, the plastic. So I printed out, I've got a workbench full of bits, no tray cars. I printed out a set of these. Instead of the standard ones, and they're the standard ones. So hopefully these will be better. Right, what else has I been up to? I finished the Bismarck. Right, I'm in two minds whether or not to put one of these in my crawler, which has got a Holmes Hobby Magnum 540. Now that motor is plenty powerful enough and loads, but I can get slower speeds with the Pro, and it's on a Hobby Wing 1080. But I can get slower startup speeds on that than the other one, so I'm unsure. And I haven't really tested this, and the only test I have done, it fell over. So to sort that out, I lowered the body as low as I can get it with these body mounts. It's as low as it's going to go, which ain't too bad. I've dropped it by about ½ an inch. Once it's all on and down, I've dropped it by about ½ an inch. But, oh, come off. They need widening. But I also played with the shocks. Now, they bottom out on there anyway. And I move that bit. Another 3D printed bit. Now, it sits right down on the shocks. That's as low as it'll go. So, I've moved them down a bit and dropped them out. And I moved, instead of sitting up forward there, I've moved them backwards. And I've done the same because I had in the middle there. Camera works terrible, sorry. Moved them forwards and up, so the back sits right down as well. So hopefully that'll work. I'm going to leave that motor in for the minute, but I'm undecided whether or not to swap it for the Hobby Wing. Probably will do, but for the minute I need to test what its side hill's like. But it sits really well. And while I'm here, I have got a light kit, which I'm going to put in this truck because it's got lights, it's got space for lights, so I could put front and back indicators, lights, indicators, and I've got to sort out that because for some unknown reason it's gone in the middle, but I bought a new one of them, complete axle. I don't know why. I found the bits I needed afterwards, but I thought another housing, always good to have. So I'm gonna take that out and see what's wrong with that, because it stops it turns, but it's lost power. So I'm gonna have a look at that as well as lights. But I was on eBay the other day and I found lights to stick off the side at the back here. So I got some light buckets coming in to put on the back. Oh, I'm going to just fit them through there actually, and just have them sat on that bit there. And I've got some different tyres because these are just too chunky and touching. So while I've got all the wheels off, I'm going to swap all the tyres around because I've got 6 sets. And I've got them on the trailer anyway, so they'll match. And hopefully, and I might leave that bar in, but I don't know. I might swap that. But this is my new phone camera, new phone and camera, so the camera's a lot better, and people can really see the detail, and it's got slow-mo, which will be interesting when I'm doing videos. But yeah, it looks all right. I'm happy with that. So once I've got the light buckets in, I'll be putting the lights on. So I've got to take the body off anyway to do the axle, because I'll just snap out all the mirrors. So I'm gonna take the body off, and that way I can set the lights in and run the lights well, it's like that. And this is gonna have to I played with the gatekeeper. Instead of doing the pen spring mod, I saw somebody move, let's see if I can tilt it. The suspension used to sit in that hole there, and right at the back is where the sway bar sat. But if you look at the back where it's fitted in on the axle, I moved the sway bar there. I saw somebody do this and they said it runs a lot better when they've put the sway bar actually onto the axle bit, but they left their shocks where they were. So I've moved the shocks back, so it does sit lower. It does sit lower. And it sits about the same profile as what the pen spring mod done. So I'm hoping that will work. So I've played with that. I've got green springs front and back, and it runs the, what's it run, the Fusion 1800 kV. But with all the bad weather we've had, I haven't had a chance to test it. So that's what I've done so far. Oh yeah, I bought another buggy, Hot Wheels. I couldn't resist, and it looks so good with the big buggies and the other buggies. So what's a fourth? But this one works. That works perfectly fine. So I've still got to sort out the axle on the Land Rover. I fixed that, but in the process of fixing that, I snapped the mirror off, so I've got to glue that back on. But the Range Rover's all working, all the lights work and everything. I've got that back together, and I've rusted that up. Haven't tested it yet, but I know it's a go-to, so it works. All I did was change the links back. That's always worked. I think that is still sat there because I've got way too many projects on the go. Too many. And I'm not buying any more stuff. Well, I might do. I want another moon buggy crawler, so I'll probably buy that. But it'll be done over time and slowly. Be another carbon fibre chassis. That I'm still... I'll move my light bracket out the way. Move the buggy body out the way. That's still in progress, and it's getting there for the grey. I still haven't finished spraying it, but the weather's so cold and horrible. Paint's taking forever to go off, and that's why I haven't done anything to that. But I've still got all the interior and all the extras to paint on that. And I've ordered a light kit to go on the back of that as well. It's the same as what I've ordered for them. So I've ordered 2. So I can just put the light buckets at the end, because there's only bits of wood on the back of that, and you've got to push the light bulbs in. And it won't look right. So I've ordered a proper light bucket set to go on that. Apart from that, well, so oh yeah, Bismarck's done. Bismarck works. I've still got that to do. That's partly painted in the shed, and I'm waiting for the good weather before I can finish painting the hull up to make a start in that. Or warms up a bit, at least to 10 degrees, so the paint will go off properly. But apart from that, I've still got to sort out the trailer. It needs a spacer so it sits up better on the bit that hooks the trailer underneath there. It needs dropping down a slight touch, so it'll hook into that. Or I might just take all of that off and put a back on it, which meant I spent way too much for that trailer pointlessly. But with the tyres and everything I'll do on it, and once I've done that, hopefully I can get this to work. If I can get it to work, it works. But yeah, it looks good. Get the map bar and all the material and oh, she's heavy. There you go. Oh, it's got a tyre block in there. I wondered where that went. Without breaking anything. God. Got it. That material looks really good. It's all done in. So's the dash and everything. And that's actually painted. Where is it there? It's a vent, so it's painted. So I'm happy with that. It works well. I've got a chrome pen, so I'll do the chrome pen on the mirrors once the body's off, so I can twist it. But those new tyres will look probably better on there than these big chunky things. But they're meant for that truck. They weren't meant for that truck, but I found these afterwards. So they're for a Lesu. So they're better and they're on the trailer. So I think between the trailer wheels and tyres and them, I must have spent about 130 quid on tyres just for six sets of tyres. 2, 4, 6, 12 sets of tyres. Well over 130 quid. Yeah, it is what it is, but I like that. Let's get in there, and it's just a case of fine tuning. And the body does sit low up, but it's a bit of a faff on to get the body to hook in, and I'm impressed with it. It crawls over everything, but side hinging's absolutely pants. So hopefully what I've done will work. I might try and swap the shocks upside down on this yet, just so it sits better. I'll probably do that, but so far so good. Oh, and I finally finished all that as well. Still need more room.